All right, so you somehow managed to end up in the backrooms. Great job, truly. Because out of all the hobbies you could have picked, rock climbing, pottery, talking to an actual human being, you've chosen to accidentally no-clip through reality and land in a dimension made of yellow wallpaper, humming fluorescent lights, and entities with the personality of a wet sock left in a haunted house. But let's say it gets worse. Let's say you do what we all eventually think about when wandering through an endless, poorly lit nightmare maze. You die. And that brings us to today's extremely cheerful topic. What really happens if you die in the backrooms? Do you respawn? Do you perma-die? Do you get kicked back to the real world like it's a glitchy video game? Or do you just politely cease to exist, like some kind of socially anxious Minecraft mob? Well, grab your almond water, avoid eye contact with anything that moves, and settle in. Because today we're diving into the dark, confusing, occasionally contradictory lore of Backrooms death mechanics. And trust me, the answers are weirder than the questions. Before we jump in, quick reminder. I already made a video called Are the Backrooms Real? And yes, I will be referencing it later, so you can click it and help feed the algorithm the emotional validation it craves. The big question, can you die in the backrooms? The short answer? Yes, absolutely. The long answer? Yes, absolutely. But also, no, maybe, technically, spiritually, and it depends on who you ask. The Backrooms community, including places like the Backrooms fandom and the Wikidot interpretation, generally agrees on one thing. Your body absolutely can die in the backrooms. You can die from entities, dehydration, starvation, terminus infection, falling into a void, being too curious, being not curious enough, wearing the wrong color of shirt on the wrong level, yelling, "Hello," like a horror movie protagonist, and, of course, tripping on one of those industrial carpets that look suspiciously squishy, but somehow still injure your legs. But what happens after you die is where things get messy. And by messy, I mean the lore contradicts itself harder than a toddler telling you they didn't eat the cookie while eating a cookie. Outcome number 1. Permanent non-existence, the "you're done" ending. This is the most straightforward interpretation, also the most depressing, also probably the most realistic. In this version of the Backrooms lore, if you die, you're done. No respawn, no escape, no after party. Roll credits, uninstall life.exe. Your consciousness just stops, like switching off a light, like the Wi-Fi dropping right when your favorite show gets to the good part. Like your hopes and dreams when you remember you left your keys in the Uber. A lot of levels in the Backrooms are canonically described as deadly, lethal, or non-survivable, which kind of implies there's no second chance. Entities aren't known for gently reincarnating you into a safe zone with a motivational speech. For horror purists, this is the cleanest option. Tragic. Final. It sends a shudder down your spine. But don't worry, Backrooms lore never keeps things simple. Outcome number 2. Respawning, recycling, or re-encoding. Now, here's where things get fun. Another popular interpretation, especially in the more sci-fi versions of the Backrooms, is that the Backrooms are basically one giant broken simulation. So, what happens if you die inside a simulation? You get respawned. Kind of. Some communities within the Backrooms claim that, upon death, your physical form dissolves. Your data, in other words, your soul, personality, memories, trauma from level 6, etc., get copied, and you re-instantiate on a random, safe-ish level. Like when you wake up after a nap you didn't plan on taking, but this time, you find yourself in a different liminal office building entirely, and you can't remember how to spell Tuesday anymore. This version of death is not permanent, not pleasant, definitely not recommended by 9 out of 10 wanderers. People say respawning slowly corrupts your mind. Others say with each respawn, you just turn less human. Like you lose tiny pieces every time the system reboots you. But hey, at least you get another chance to suffer. Outcome number 3. You return to the real world. The "congratulations, you died correctly" ending. This one is surprisingly common in Backrooms communities. The idea is that if you die inside the Backrooms, you wake up back in real life, which is honestly kind of wholesome. Terrifying, but wholesome. The concept goes like this. The Backrooms are a glitch, an error, an accidentally opened hallway between universes. When you die, the glitch has nothing left to hold on to. Your thread unravels. Your system pointer goes missing. Your rent is overdue. Whatever metaphor you want. And so the universe just ejects you. You snap back into reality, maybe exactly where you no-clipped, maybe somewhere nearby, maybe face down in a Costco supermarket wearing a Massimo shirt you definitely weren't wearing when you fell through the floor. This version remains popular with those who want the Backrooms to feel much more like an accidental detour rather than a death sentence. It's also great for telling stories. And let's be honest, if Backrooms players, fans, and theorists can all agree upon one thing, it's that we all love an escape mechanic. Outcome number 4. You become an entity. The "congratulations, you're part of the problem now" ending. Oh yes. This is the theory that Backrooms enjoyers secretly love the most. A lot of entities in Backrooms lore are described as former humans, corrupted wanderers, shifted people, people who didn't make it, which strongly implies something existentially awful. Dying in the Backrooms won't necessarily kill you. It may well transform you. Imagine dying on level 1 and waking up as a smiler, a skin stealer, a wretch. One of those weird, tall shadow things with zero vibes and too many opinions. Or worse, one of the friendly entities. You die, and then you become a nice person. Terrifying. Some versions say your consciousness fully changes, whereas others say you retain some memories. Which means that creature you saw yesterday, the one staring at you, it may have wondered why you look so familiar. Sleep tight. Outcome number 5. You get soft-locked. The endless loop, no refunds ending. This one comes from versions of the Backrooms with memory loops, echoes, or temporal instability. Basically, you die, but the Backrooms keep a version of you anyway. Not alive, not dead, just stuck. You become a sort of repeating echo of your last moments, like a recording or a ghost. This theory tends to be common in levels that distort time or break causality. If you die in those, the Backrooms might not even know that you died. It just keeps running you like a corrupted file, meaning you can exist and not exist in the same instant. Quantum physics would be proud. So, which one is true? Here's the kicker. They all could be. The Backrooms aren't one canon. They're a collective hallucination of the whole internet. And that's the beauty of this weird, terrifying, oddly comforting liminal nightmare realm. The rules are unstable. The lore is fluid, and the Backrooms don't have to make sense because they're literally the embodiment of things that don't make sense. Death mechanics could be different with different levels. Different versions of the Backrooms could follow different rules. Different wanderers may have different results. Which brings us to the main point. Theorists will undoubtedly argue over this, and you want them to. It's what makes the Backrooms so thought-provoking. Ultimately, you don't actually know who's right unless you've been there yourself. Let's get philosophical. People are obsessed with this question, not just because it's creepy, but because the Backrooms feel weirdly relatable. We've all been in liminal spaces, empty hallways, school corridors on a weekend, car parks at night, and thought, wow, if something happened to me right now, nobody would know. The Backrooms are the fictional version of that feeling. Dying in the Backrooms is haunting because it's like dying in a place that was never meant for you, a place outside reality where the rules you're used to don't apply. It's a uniquely modern fear. Not ghosts, not monsters, not demons, but glitches, errors, places where you're not supposed to be. And that, of course, brings us to the question, if I die in a place that isn't real, do I stop being real too? Spicy. And speaking of things that may or may not be real, I already made a whole video called Are the Backrooms Real? Link in the description. Understanding what happens when you die in the Backrooms actually depends on whether the Backrooms themselves exist in the physical sense, or only as a metaphysical liminal phenomenon. So what actually happens when you die in the Backrooms? Well, depending on the interpretation, you might cease to exist, respawn, wake up back home, become an entity, become a loop, or something entirely different, depending on which level you're on, what timeline you're in, or how much almond water you drank beforehand. So what about you? What do you think happens when you die in the Backrooms? Do you believe in respawning, entity conversion, or permanent death? Which version creeps you out the most? Have you heard a different theory? Let me know. And remember, if you ever find yourself walking through an endless yellow maze that smells like damp carpet, don't die. It complicates things.